I remember diving over the front seat of my mom's station wagon when Run DMC came on to turn it up. And what I remember is, because I myself was a dancer when I was a child, this sort of contemporary manifestation of my own self, of my culture, is what I heard when I heard hip-hop culture, hip-hop music especially. I grew up here in San Antonio, and it was a very joyful and intellectually rigorous childhood. We traveled a lot, we studied a lot. Me and my sisters were all good students. We graduated from Northeast Independent School District schools, and so yeah, and typical suburban lifestyle of playing soccer, going to school, getting good grades, and preparing to go to college. I left San Antonio in 1992, and I didn't come back for 20 some odd years. I actually lived all along the East Coast. I lived in California for 13 years, in the Bay Area, and all this time developing myself, going to school, being a professional, went to law school, became a lawyer. I was suing banks at some point for their predatory mortgage loans before we even knew there was a housing crisis. So, really engaged in serious work of trying to affect change in society, and realizing that the place for that to really happen is in the classroom, is with young people. I came to a realization that I really wanted to, and I really loved teaching, and that I really wanted to work with young people, and that I could make that daily change with them, and then they would make that long-term systemic change later on. I completed a Ph.D. in education at UCLA in their urban schooling division, and actually I study this art form. I do this with children, and I study, we invent our names, we stylize them, and I study the learning that's embedded in these practices. And from that, I've built an educational framework that I'm actually implementing in a school nearby. I'm teaching human geography, which is perfect for the study of hip-hop culture, because it's about humans in relation to the environment. And there's been no other group, no other culture, no other people who have really transformed their environment in the way that hip-hop culture has. My research is about alternative frameworks where the results are equality. So recalibrating the inequalities in society. And so that's my aim. That's been my aim, and that's what's driven me across all of my career. And yeah, and that's why here we are now. A lot of academic work in hip-hop culture, or involving hip-hop culture and education, is really a consumerist-based approach. And what distinguishes the work that I've done is that it's been a practice-based approach. So we're actually doing the elements of hip-hop culture and then studying how they function as a learning paradigm. And that's original to the field, that's fresh in the field. The question that always arises from the dissertation, well, what does this have to do with school outcomes, testing outcomes? So now I'm in a space where I'm putting to work some of the hip-hop pedagogy, the framework itself and different pieces of it, and sort of integrating that with how schools function, so that we can see what other kinds of outcomes and results might come of it. So I have my trajectory is really about having a commitment to humanity, to the planet, and having a sort of relentless drive as well to better myself, and for that betterment of myself to have an impact on the community as a whole.